I'm gonna give it a couple seconds so it loads up.
Mm-hmm.
Refresh, refresh. Ah, yes, the beautiful people. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
Here we go. I'm
here we
gonna
go, indeed.
welcome, welcome, welcome. It has been a minute or two or three since we have aired last. I want to say week or two.
Week or two.
I don't know,
I don't know
but
either.
I'm just happy to be here, to be honest. And without further ado, we're gonna jump straight into it. I'm just gonna pull up the stream, making sure that we are live. We are golden, and we can see all your beautiful faces in the chat. Without further ado, it is I, Queen Ice White, and Chroma 27 here to bring you another episode of Depresso, Espresso, and
Go on.
I just love. It brings me so much joy. That chef's kiss serotonin. That
Ironic.
ironically, yeah. Oh yeah, Depresso Espresso podcast, and you could barely fucking keep a straight face every single time you say it. Yeah. Yes. Oh my goodness.
It's a good one.
Welcome everybody. I'm giving a little bit um of a moment for people to join up and be here and be present this way. When you arrive in style, we can light up that chat and get you going. So
Mm-hmm.
without further ado, my name is Queen Ice White. For those of you just joining, this is Chroma 27, my best friend, my
Hello.
depresso in um
My espresso to your depresso.
oh my, yeah, my espresso, espresso, yes.
Oh
Oh,
man,
this is beautiful.
it is.
This is beautiful. I'm just gonna quickly take this link and slap it in the Discord for everybody.
Schlap.
Slapping it.
Really, really give it the old schlap.
Slapping it. How the hell is everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. This is episode 2, and we are gonna be honing in on depression and anxiety this week. So I I don't know. My brain just shut off. What the fuck?
Okay, let's start with our weekly or daily question. That we're
Oh
going to do before every podcast or during. How are you? No, really. How are you actually doing?
chat,
Fair.
this also pertains to you guys as well. You
Yes, not just
are
for us.
valid. Please make sure you answer that question honestly.
Yeah, we want to hear it.
But
We are genuinely want to know.
I want to know. He wants to
Can you tell
know.
me?
Like, like it's all good. But no, honestly, I've been doing pretty good mental health wise, in my opinion. Yesterday I was a little depressed, but like that
Mhm,
was just OCD and all that
mhm.
jazz.
I feel you. I feel you.
Just overwhelming. Uh, uh, I honestly, yeah, no, I feel good. Work's going good. Sleeping
Okay.
has been getting better. I'm actually able to acknowledge the fact that I'm fucking tired now. My
That's nice.
body's like, "Oh, you're tired. We got to sleep," and I can't fight it anymore. Like my anxiety can't fight it, which is nice.
I feel
Because
you.
I had a full like moment of obsessive compulsive anxiety, and
You
that
okay?
died. Yeah, I just I was choked on my spit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it sounded a bit weird. Like, oh no, she's getting choked up in the middle of the
Ah,
podcast.
no, no, fuck no. Anxiety, fuck out of here. Fuck. But overall, I mean, yeah, no, I'm doing pretty good.
Good,
There was
good.
low key low last night because of said
Hmm.
anxiety, but besides that,
It
I mean,
happens.
I knocked the fuck out. I was so tired. My body's like, you could be dumb sad right now, but we gonna sleep. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with that because I need to sleep. I'm on my I don't know what day it is. I think day 5.
Um, of no sleep
No, day
or of
5 of
little sleep.
migraine.
Oh,
Day 5.
migraine. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
So
got you. I got you. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but at least you're able to sleep.
yes, yes, I'm very, very grateful. That's for damn sure.
Sleeping is very
But
important.
no complaints. So far, all positives. Work's going good.
Mm-hmm.
Life's going good. I'm gonna
That's
own
good.
my car soon. I'm working out.
Hell yeah.
Mental health is a 10 out of 10 IGN.
I love it when you say that.
I use it for everything. But
10 out of
no,
10 IGN.
Aiden,
Yep.
how are you? How are you
Um.
actually doing?
Huh. I'm not allowed to lie on this podcast, right? That was a stupid question. I'm okay. Um. I'm doing better than last week, if that means anything.
But it does. It does mean something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I've got some pretty good news going on. Got a call from my superintendent saying that I might graduate very soon. Because they're lowering the state's graduation requirements, which I'm very, very happy about. I have been working at school and it's been very, very difficult for a long time. So if I can graduate sooner rather than later, then I'm going to be ecstatic. What else? I had a really good therapy session with my therapist on
All
Monday.
right, all right, all right.
Yeah. I cleaned my room. uh, but besides that, everything's going okay, I guess. I've got
Okay.
some anxiety that's just kind of prolonged, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
It's like low grade anxiety forever, but I'm working on it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but besides the good news helps because I'm excited for myself.
As you
Yeah,
should be. You should be really fucking excited.
yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I've
Uh-oh.
been working at school for a long time. What? What's uh-oh?
Uh-oh.
What's uh-oh?
Let me test something.
Uh-oh, what's happening? Tell me.
Apparently YouTube shit in the bed
What?
because people are here. Like I can see, I saw up to like 6 people in the chat at one
Mm-hmm.
point, and they can't see. I could put shit in the chat. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. Hey, hey, hey,
Hello,
husband.
hello, hello.
Oh, there we
Oh, the
go.
things are showing
There
up
we go.
now.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So, Lewis and James had messaged me on the side, and they're like, "Excuse me, why is the chat loading?" All right, so we got at least one person in here. Um, I want everyone to start trying to,
Yeah,
post some goodies.
get in here, communicate with us, comment.
Yes. If it's not working, I ooh, yeah, alright,
Oh,
so Lewis
yay!
okay, it's working, it's working, it's working. Alright, so that's a good sign. Maybe I had to put something in the chat? That's
I don't
weird.
I don't know because I was in the stream a second ago and trying to put stuff in. It's like, oh, chat won't load. So I'm like, okay, is that my phone?
Okay, so it straight up was having a
It was
stroke for a
YouTube.
minute. Yeah,
Hi,
because
Ty.
even
How are
when I
you?
tried to go live earlier for the Lovebird
Uh
Gaming,
huh.
episode, it literally just shit the bed, like, immediately shit the bed.
Oh
"Hey,
no.
Eddie. Hey, hello. I miss you
Hello,
too,
Eddie. Miss you too,
beautiful."
girl. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Hopefully people were able to like watch the first 9 minutes of that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just the chat or not. Were you guys able to hear us?
Hopefully they were able to hear us. I mean,
Bruh.
if anything, this was recorded, so it's
I mean, yeah, that's recorded. So
yeah.
you went into before you started.
Oh,
Just
okay.
chat
It's
wouldn't
just chat
load.
wouldn't.
Okay. Oh,
Gotcha.
damn, bro. Damn.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Hey, doggy.
Hey, doggy. Hey, beautiful. Oh, the chat just wouldn't load properly. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I deleted that link out of what's it called? Out of the Discord because like uh
Hey, bro.
yo
Hello.
yes yes hey baby boy how you doing
No. Oh, I wasn't expecting him to come on this
Yes.
podcast.
Oh my god, my night's been made.
That's my brother.
Oh
If
my god.
anybody knows that, Asthmatic Dragon,
It
which is
has
an amazing name, by the way.
it is an amazing name. And speaking of that, I'm gonna straight up fucking give him a mod. Cause you've been my
You
stream.
have the power now. Oh
Oh,
man.
look at him. He's about now. He's got power. Ooh, he's been popping up in my stream fairly. I'm just like, okay,
Oh
say
yeah.
less.
I need to do more streams. I need to get back to doing my Subnautica streams as well. Anyway,
Ooh,
that's not what this podcast is about.
that's, that's called ADHD, and that
Yep.
is hey, Dark.
Hey,
Hello,
what's up, Dark?
hello, welcome. We were actually diving into um our obviously every single podcast question. How are you? And now,
Mhm.
chat, it's your turn. How are you?
Yes,
No,
tell us
really,
how you're
how the
doing.
hell are you doing?
How are you
Um,
actually doing? Thank you, Addie. I appreciate that. You are also amazing.
I want to see every single one of you post and tell me exactly how you. Oh my God, babe!
Bro, it is 7 o'clock, dude.
You have work in like
Go
2
to
hours.
sleep. For 10 minutes before I try again. All right. Oh my god. Other than financially, I'm doing pretty well. I feel
Hey, same,
you.
same, same.
I feel ya.
Oh my goodness.
Your hubby misses you, Addie says.
Oh, I miss him too, bruh. You know what? I got a leeway really quickly. I got a leeway. I got a
Leeway?
leeway.
Like what?
Yeah, because I kept getting because I was talking about how you were looking at a car, etc. Like, Paul and I were looking at like car ideas for when he lives out here, and that's not gonna
Uh
be for a
huh.
hot minute. But what's it called? I brought up a couple of the vehicles. Also, Trailblazers off the table, Equinox is
Okay.
off the table, Tahoe's off the table,
All right.
Blazers off the table.
You said that. Go
What
on.
I think would be the best vehicle for you, because I looked at it, is more than likely going to be the Traverse or the Jeep Grand Cherokee.
For
Because
Paul?
yeah,
Oh, I can see him driving the Jeep.
yeah, I can see him driving the Jeep good, but like this is a Chevy household. But nah. But I looked at the vehicles, and honestly, all those fucking other cars are so tiny, so tiny.
Yeah.
And he
You
wants a big
want
vehicle, but you're not gonna. I love you. You're not getting a Tahoe because I found out the price on the Tahoe is double what I'm paying for my cruise. Fuck that shit. I
Yikes.
paid
No,
three
thank you.
sixty, 360 for my cruise, and they're like, "Nah, that's like easily double. The Tahoe's double, and that's not including shit gas mileage, and how much you're gonna have to spend on a tank. And it's like 80 gallon or $80 a tank. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here."
All right. All right.
But
All right. All right. Back
let's
on
set up for the
track.
Jeep. Anyway, back on track. Um,
Lewis says, "Gotta be honest, guys. Been very meh for the past week or so. Just felt very unmotivated, and not wanting to do much. Hence why I've not streamed in ages. Same, bro. Same. I haven't streamed in ages as well because I've been also having a very crappy time.
and you
Uh,
know what? It is completely okay to
yeah.
not be okay.
Yep.
Um, my only thing is if you have been feeling that way and it has been going downhill significantly, but if you've plateaued, that is a good sign. If obviously we don't want you to stay in that plateau, that means there's something more going on. But if you're at a safe spot and you've plateaued and you're just meh, and it could be way worse, but it could be better. That's honestly a good place to be, because then
Hmm.
we can take a look at, all right, what is on your mind? What could be possibly pulling you down right now?
Yeah, you gotta
That
like look within yourself and figure out what the source is of all those emotions.
mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to talk, this is the place to do it.
Yeah,
I'm
this
more
is the
than
place to do it. I
more
mean,
than happy.
talk honestly, talk therapy is a beautiful thing. It really
Oh
is.
yeah. Sometimes you don't even need someone to give you advice on how to do something. Sometimes you just need to get something off your chest, and then you feel like immensely better right afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Dark
Mhm.
27. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're chilling playing Minecraft.
Minecraft is the best chill game. Did you
Did you
see,
just
bro?
quote
It's not bad, but it could be better. Oh, I haven't seen that one. So.
unintentionally? I think I just did.
I mean, that's how it often goes. But yeah, no, I haven't seen that. So
And I want to know where the other husband went because he just popped in and then disappeared.
I don't know. He ditched us.
He ditched us. He's in the doghouse now.
Paul needs to go to bed.
I hope to God he actually closed it. I love you, babe. If you're still here, go the fuck to sleep.
It's way too late for you to be up. But today we're getting off track a lot.
We really are, but you know
Um,
what? ADHD.
yeah. He goes, I am in bed.
All right, I'm in bed too. I mean, get the fuck to sleep. Do
Cameron,
you?
Cameron thought we were talking about him.
Oh wait, what?
It's okay. You can be a husband too, Cameron.
Oh, oh, he can definitely be a husband.
My God. Um,
Oh shit. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about what's it called?
what?
I was talking about at the dealership. Got to segue back again. Fuck. I was talking about how I was looking at a car. Me and him were looking at like car ideas. Blah blah blah.
Uh huh.
And the dealership guy, my salesman, looked because I have a band on my finger. I have a
Uh huh.
band, a placeholder band, because oh, he keeps referring to Paul as my husband, and I'm just like, you know, if that ain't a fucking sign, I don't know what is. Because
It's an
99%
inside
of the
joke,
time,
really.
everyone's like, everyone is nonstop, always like, hubby, this, that, and the other.
Mm.
Um, or we joke and call him my hubby, or ever people, or
Third husband. At this point, she has four right now. So.
I mean, Lewis, you want to be five?
I tried
We'll
to
all live
call
in
the
a big
baby.
house together, and we'll take care of each other. You don't worry about a thing.
Oh, I just how many creepers I've caught in my spawn house. Yeah, that we've all come to the conclusion that that server destroyed my PS4, so I don't think anybody else has been on it.
Yeah, that gamers layers realm is gone
Yeah,
forever
it's
because
dead and
holy
gone.
shit, that corrupted his
It
files.
corrupted my entire HDD on my PS4, which is why I now have a PS5. So,
Yep.
but yeah,
So we're
today
gonna
we're
talk.
talking about depression and anxiety. Back
Yes.
on track. We're talking about depression and anxiety and what exactly the definition of that is and what it means to us and how it affects us. You want to bring up the
Oh,
definition?
yes, I can.
Hmm.
So, depression as a whole, it's pretty common. It's a serious mood disorder, and it causes severe symptoms that affect how you feel, how you
Hmm.
think, handle daily activities like sleeping, eating, working, and it comes in multiple forms. So, a lot of common forms that I do have panning at the bottom of the screen would be major depressive disorder, clinical depression, postpartum depression, seasonal depression, and bipolar depression. Not to be mixed with bipolar disorder. There is a separation.
Hmm.
Now, on the other hand, you also have stuff like anxiety disorders. So for anxiety, anxiety does not go away. And that is one thing that I always need to make clear to people. Oh, I have such bad anxiety, I'm worried. Or
Nervous.
bruh, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Um, like that is a huge thing of mine that I do like to educate people about. Temporary worries and fears and stressors is not
Hmm.
what anxiety is by any means. Anxiety does not go away and will get worse over time, depending on what the stressors are, depending on the form of the anxiety disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So it can interfere with day-to-day activities like schoolwork, sleep, and relationships, and can be debilitating at times in certain severities.
Oh yeah.
Anxiety disorders also come in multiple forms. So generalized anxiety, social anxiety, panic disorder, and phobias.
Which
And
I
you're like,
googled a second
phobias?
ago. Yeah.
And everyone's like, phobias, what? And I'm like, yeah, phobias. So most of the time people don't realize that phobias, and it's an intense fear slash aversion to an
Mm-hmm.
object or situation. So like agoraphobia.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even talk about corpse husband, I swear to God. Um Agoraphobia is the fear of social interaction and being outside of your safe place. And 99.9% of the time, that safe place is home.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so debilitating where people cannot open the door, they cannot have the blinds open in their house.
Mm-hmm.
It, it's almost to an excessive level of worrying, but that's what most anxiety disorders are. It's an excessive and seemingly irrational um anxiety because of the severity of the situation of the feared object, or
Mm-hmm.
the stressor that is intensifying said anxiety.
Yeah, we've all
um
just put in needles. That is a very
Yeah,
real
yeah.
phobia.
Flying, heights, animals like arachnophobia, dogs,
The
snakes,
snakes, yeah.
injections is one of them. Blood is another one as
Mm-hmm.
well. Then you have like
I
social
have
anxiety disorder as well,
I
which
have
also used to be known.
thalassophobia,
You have
which is
what?
thalassophobia, which
What's
is the
that?
fear of deep water.
Bruh, don't fuck with me with that. Yeah, I mean I guess I guess that would be for me too. I also have average swimming capabilities, and that
Uh-huh.
definitely adds to my
It's terrifying. It's also
oh
the fear of the unknown because you don't know what's below you, you know? Okay, let's not talk about that. I
yeah,
hate
no,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
hate
no, it's not. Yeah, I hate that shit too. No worries. Oh,
the fear of long words is a long word. Is it? Wait, what's the fear of long words? Hold on. The fear
oh,
of
the fear of long words is literally a long ass word. I feel like that's the biggest troll
Oh
to
my
ever.
wait, hold on.
No, 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 post it in chat so we can see
Phobia.
it.
Okay, hold on. Copy. If anybody is afraid of the fear, wait, where do I post?
Post it just in the chat. You can either post it in the StreamYard chat or the yeah,
I
whatever you want.
it doesn't let me post in the regular chat, so I have to post it in the private chat.
Okay, then I
So
will
you
copy
can
paste it.
yeah, you can copy paste. That's hilarious.
What
I
the
mean that
fuck?
sucks. That sucks for
What?
people with that phobia, but wow.
Does anyone have that phobia before I post this in the chat, by the way?
I think it's like a 1%. But better safe than sorry. Anybody have
I'm
a
going
fear of long words? So basically isolating from everyone, you don't want to get out of your safe zone. Yeah, pretty much.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, public places, public transportation, anything to do with the public when it comes to agoraphobia.
Hmm.
I think they dive into it, like being in open spacing, being in enclosed spaces, standing in line, being in a crowd, being outside of the home alone. They uh like it the most severe form of it can literally cause people to become housebound.
Hmm. Yeah. I have a very strange phobia that I don't know what the name is, and it's not the fear of small things, but it's the fear of shrinking, if that makes sense.
What?
So I used to have nightmares as a child of like me physically getting smaller and smaller, not like height, like my mass was literally shrinking, and I would just blip out of existence, and I would wake up in like a cold sweat panicking. And
Bruh.
so whenever I see those like YouTube videos of like cute little donuts or pancakes made for hamsters, or furniture made for small animals, it just gives me anxiety.
Bruh.
And I don't know why. But yeah, it's very
That's
strange.
That's cool. Also, like, look at that word here. I'm gonna post this on the thing. This is the fear of long words. Hip, hippo.
Hippopotamonstrosiquipedaliophobia.
Yeah, that's just the biggest fuck you I've ever seen in my life. Oh, you have a fear of big words?
So you had dreams of being Thanos synaptic? I guess. I
Hey,
don't know.
JJ.
Oh my god.
JJ,
Hi JJ.
welcome.
Dreams of being
Oh
Thanos.
my goodness, yo,
That's great.
hippopotamonstrosum equipididyliophoba. That is, yeah, no, that's the biggest fuck you I've ever seen in my
It
life.
is. It
Biggest
is
fuck you.
absolutely. But
Not
yeah,
gonna lie.
phobias can be anxiety, which is
Um,
something I learned.
yeah, and most hylophobia, fear of trees. I never knew this was a thing. I actually never knew that was. But
I can
also,
get that.
phobias are both irrational and rational in their
Hmm.
own forms. And it also has to deal with like if people were traumatized for a specific reason,
Hmm.
if people were just exposed to a stressor at the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it just has a negative connotation in their life. Um and not necessarily in regards to just being like uh trauma related either. It could literally just happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I had a friend
phobophobia
in
is a
school
fear
that was afraid
phobia.
of cotton
Bruh.
balls.
Wait, what?
I had a friend in school when I was younger that had a fear of cotton balls, which is very
Oh
funny.
shit! Yeah. I remember her. That caught me off guard, but at the
Do
same
you?
time, I'm just like,
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure this was in New Britain.
you sure?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Unless
this.
unless there were two people that had a fear of cotton balls, I wouldn't
No, I'm
doubt
pretty
it.
sure this was in Portland.
Could have been. And I guess you have a fear of basically dying as molecules. Huh.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
yeah, maybe that's something to think about.
Bruh, I see. If I had that fear, I don't even know what the name of that would be. But if I had that fear, technically, I would be in an existential crisis every single second of every single day because we're made up of atoms,
Yeah. I feel
and
bad for the people that have.
all atoms and molecules are dying every single second of every single day.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That would be intense.
I mean, I've had a weird ass dreams before. I distinctly remember when I was a kid, I had a dream where a mountain climbed up a gigantic hunk of cheese floating in the sky. That sounds like a really good dream, Lewis.
See, I love weird ass dreams. Those are
Yeah.
awesome.
Fear of chins. I'm learning lots of different things. He's just on Google right now going
Yeah,
through a
he's
list
oh
of
yeah, he's on Google. He's like, let's see how weird this shit can get right now.
phobias.
All right, but we need to rewind.
Yeah,
Don't mind me.
for like the third time.
Yeah, third time. How about like 10
Fourth,
trillion time?
fifth.
Let's see. I'm just gonna quickly look at it. All right, so for those of you that just joined, specifically Apollo, JJ, the question's going out to you before we segue,
Mm.
and that is, how are you? How the hell are you actually doing? Be
Very
honest.
truthful. Yes, this is a safe space. No judgment here. All right, good night, Paul. Sleep well.
Love you, baby.
Okay, follow goes. My social anxiety is being away from my friends, especially those in the military, because we understand each other and go through stuff. Not many people would understand. So that's actually different from social anxiety. Because social anxiety is having anxiety when you're in social situations. What you're experiencing is like an intense
Oh,
feeling of loneliness. That's what it sounds like to me.
yeah,
Because I
that's
know,
that's that's separation anxiety.
yeah, separation anxiety. I know exactly how that feels. I had a moment in my life where I didn't have any Wi-Fi, no way to contact my friends, and it really, really sucked. So I know what you're going through, man. I had a dream I was falling in the tall building. And I was isolated. Some dreams are about me in a graveyard. Is that weird? No, that's not weird at all. Dreams of falling is actually very common, extremely common. Um, yeah, I feel you. Exhausted.
Yeah, I feel that deep in my soul.
Yeah, same, same. prolonged anxiety will do that to you, and
Oh yeah.
that's what anxiety is. Like we were saying, it's not just a feeling of being nervous or situational. Like anxiety stays with you
It's every single day.
every.
Let's see. Let's see. Like
What are you trying to say?
generalized anxiety
Mhm,
is one that we can dive straight into. It's excessive anxiety that most days lasts for at least, and when I say at least, I mean minimum 6 months period. Like with generalized
mhm,
anxiety disorder, which is GAD, um it's like it could be about literally anything at all, and it builds a state of fear and anxiousness and stress at levels that are not normal for the typical human being. So like you're
mhm,
always feeling restless, you're wound up, you're on edge, you're easily tired, you have difficulty concentrating, your mind will go blank, you're irritable, you're tense, you
mhm,
difficulty controlling your feelings of worry. It'll cause you to have sleep problems like um specifically these ones are difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, and then restlessness, or if you manage to fall asleep you wake up feeling exhausted regardless. So
mhm.
that is what like anxiety order is, it to a T. um for something separate from that, panic disorder, which I don't know if many people know this, and this is something that I will always educate on as well. Panic attacks and anxiety attacks. Yes, I'm raising my voice on purpose because I need to get this point across.
Go on.
Panic attacks and anxiety attacks are not the same thing.
Mhm,
They are not the same thing. During a panic attack, you will experience heart palpitations. Like your heart
mhm,
will feel like you are beating out of your chest. That's also known as tachycardia. Like you can literally see your heart rate skyrocket on an EKG and an EEG.
mhm,
You're sweating, you're trembling, shaking, you can't breathe. Like you feel like you're choking, you feel like you're being smothered, shortness of breath. There's a feeling of impending doom. You're it's literally a moment of spiraling,
mhm.
and it has to do with a specific place, a situation, a behavior.
It could be
And
a trigger.
99.9% of the time, it has to do with specific trigger
Mhm,
rather than anxiety attack, which 99.9% of the time, anxiety attack will present itself like a panic attack and the minor scale. Sometimes anxiety attacks will go as far as cause you to be like tachycardic,
mhm,
um, but 90% of the time for an anxiety attack, you are just in a state of excessive worry, excessive stress.
mhm.
Panic is full scale shutdown.
Yeah, yeah.
You cannot function when you are in a panic attack.
Yeah, like everything you've learned about coping mechanisms go out the door when you're panicking. And
Yes.
you're just spiraling the entire time until you can like not get over it, but just calm yourself somehow. And
Yes.
sometimes it doesn't even get to that point. Sometimes you just cry yourself to sleep. That happens.
Yeah. And that's really, really common with anxiety attacks. Like
Mhm.
sometimes you're so overwhelmed you can't express it in a way that is considered societal, like normal in society. So your body just decides for you. Either you'll exhibit it in anger, you'll exhibit
Mhm.
um in sadness. Sometimes you'll even exhibit anxiety and excessive happiness, and
Oh,
that's on bipolar disorder.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, like your anxiety definitely shows up in different ways because I know for a fact, about a year ago when I was having excessive anxiety and I was stressed out like crazy, mine showed up in anger, and I thought that I was having anger issues. So I went to a therapist, and she's like, "Nah, you got anxiety." But but yeah, so if you have like really bad anxiety and it's showing up in either sadness or anger or excessive happiness, um, don't be surprised if it is anxiety because it might
Yep.
trick you.
And
Before we get into
also
panic attack, go on, go on.
anxiety can present in psychosomatic disorders.
Oh
So
yeah,
like the best way in for psychosomatic, I am happy to if I can spell it right, somatic. There we go. No, that's not how you spell that. I'm not talking about psychosexual. I'm talking about psychosomatic. Thank you very much. It's usually a physical illness that is really caused or aggravated by a mental factor or stress.
yeah, like
Specifically, like if
feeling pain
something's
that shouldn't really be
psychosomatic,
there.
yeah, it's usually because of another thing. And specifically, anxiety can debilitate you in a way where you will be feeling pain sometimes. You will, what's it called? You can experience muscle spasms,
Hmm.
twitches, um, it comes in so many forms. And I learned recently that a lot of my back pain that I've had
Yep.
for the last couple of years has literally just been me in a state of anxiety
Yeah.
constantly. Because I just went off my medications at my doctor's approval, and we are in an agreement that I'm allowed to be off my medication right now. Um, I got a sense of clarity, and then all of a sudden, I started noticing that the only time I would have muscle spasms was when my anxiety levels were through the fucking roof. And
Yeah.
why my shoulders and neck muscles are so tight? It's because I'm fucking tense and
Yeah.
anxious all the
Your
time.
tense jaw.
Yeah. So it's anxiety can be debilitating in more of a physical aspect and a life um aspect in
Mhm.
regards to how you function on a day-to-day basis. But panic disorders and panic attacks are usually debilitating, and they're temporary. Like a panic disorder and I shouldn't say disorder, but panic attacks are usually debilitating in the moment and very
Mhm.
rare.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So people are sharing their stories right now in chat
Oh, wonderful.
about
Here, let me
panic
see
attacks that
this.
they've had. So Lewis says, I think I've only had one panic attack in my life. I had to take time off work from New Year's right before the first UK lockdown.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
And
you're very lucky to have only had one panic attack in life. I'll say that because my entire high school career was spent having panic attacks and
oh
anxiety
yeah.
as well.
Oh god. They're so mentally draining too. And that's why sleep if you can get it is
Hmm.
definitely something that will help.
Oh yeah,
But talk therapy and not even as far as going to see a therapist. Sometimes you don't even need, especially for anxiety disorders.
yeah. Sometimes you just need a good
Sometimes you
friend to.
need to just talk to someone,
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah, and Paulo goes, I've woken up to one and I was shaking, crying, couldn't breathe at all for hours, and it happened for a month. Yeah, that's
Yeah, you were having a panic attack in your sleep, bro.
yeah, straight up.
And then of course the only problem with panic attacks is then you're left in a state of anxiety for a
Yeah,
set amount of time.
yeah.
And there's no and everyone's different. So
It's just
literally your
a
body will be
circle.
like,
It's just a
yeah,
circle
it's
that
a
keeps
shitty
going
fucking
around.
circle.
For me, it happened through school. Same. Doggy says, "Okay, guys, have a good one. Love you all. Stay strong. Love you too, Doggy. Stay strong."
Besitos y
Um,
abrazos.
Paulo says, "Go get a massage if you can, Queen." Sometimes
Yeah.
massages don't help.
Oh. Oh.
Just for
I've
me, they
I've
don't.
got that on my docket, goddamn it. You don't even know. I'm waiting for the moment that my girl Amber uh
Hmm.
is free and my schedule is settled through training
Hmm.
because I am doing a 90-minute session where she's
Ooh.
going to put all of her weights on my neck, my shoulders, and my back
Yeah.
because I want to die on that table. Obviously, not literally die, but that close
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Close to it.
Yeah.
Hurt me, please. I beg of you.
Yeah. So let's bring anxiety attacks and panic attacks into like a better understanding by sharing our own experiences real quick. When was a time that you had an anxiety attack and when was a time that you had a panic attack? And you don't have to be super descriptive. You don't have to like give us any details, but show us the difference in a personal experience.
Are you asking me or chat?
Yeah, you chat anybody.
Okay. Um, well, anxiety for me is usually, and now that I know that I more than likely have ADHD, I can tell the signs. I can't wait
Hmm.
to finally get that fucking diagnosis. Just to have that like weight off of my chest and my
Hmm.
shoulders,
I feel it.
because I have not, like, not knowing is the worst thing. Um, Diagnosis goes a long way. It
Hmm.
really does. Like, I went a majority of my adolescence not having a fucking clue what was wrong with me. I mean, generally speaking, I knew.
Hmm.
I had an idea. Most of it was trauma related, and I did have PTSD. But of course,
Hmm.
like, I wasn't medicated. I wasn't in therapy. I was a minor. I was a prepubescent teen all the way up into early adulthood, and
Hmm.
a majority of that was undiagnosed, and a lot of it was confusing. And now that I have a basic understanding and partial degree, and now I'm in therapy, I'm able to discern the difference between a panic attack and an anxiety attack
Right.
pretty well. Speaking on just general anxiety, it's usually when I'm overstimulated,
Mm.
and in a sense of where there's too much going on at once. It's usually sensory overload.
Hmm.
Um, Most of the time, it's always going to be a sensory overload for um panic, or not panic attacks, but anxiety attacks. Usually, it's too loud. There's too much where my brain is trying to sort through in regards to the sounds. It's too bright. Sometimes once it gets too loud, everything is too bright for me.
Hmm.
Or when my brain can't focus. So like if there are too many things in the background going on, sounds where my brain keeps getting pulled away, like, oh, what's that sound? This, that, and the other, or what's that sound? Why is that sound there? And then my brain starts to worry because I'm a very paranoid person.
Hmm.
And um then it turns into anxiety, and I'll tense up. I'll
Hmm.
get irritable very, very quickly. I'll get frustrated. There have been times where I've lost my shit at work, and I've slammed things, and I have not thrown things, thankfully. I've never gotten as far as throwing things. But I've slammed my hands on the counter before.
Hmm.
I've raised my voice before. I've walked away from people and things before because I knew I was just going to flip a lid. But for panic, that, thankfully, at this point in my life, I am in a safe place.
Hmm.
I think significantly, where panic does not come often, and if it does, it's 90% of the time triggered.
Hmm.
And what I mean by that is, because of my PTSD, I have very, very specific triggers that will literally regress me mentally and bring me back to relive that trauma.
Hmm.
And I will be triggered by specific noises. So for me, I can talk about it. I don't do thunder, and I don't do fireworks. And fireworks has nothing to do with my trigger, but it's the fact that its likeness to
Yeah,
thunder
yeah.
is
It has
enough
the same kind of
so
sound.
where I will shut down.
Right.
And then there's specific smells. There's two smells. I know for a fact there are two smells.
Hmm.
I don't know what those smells are, unfortunately, because by the time I smell them, I shut down. But
Right.
there are two specific smells that over the last, I want to say, 3 years, I've only been triggered 4 or 5 times by. That's
Hmm.
not that bad. In 3 years,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not bad at all. 99.9% of the time, it is the onset of anxiety, knowing that there's may or may not be a thunderstorm, and then there's the thunderstorm, and then there's fireworks. Fireworks are easy for me because I have headphones that I can wear,
Hmm.
and it'll cut the sound out, and I'll just listen to music over it. I can look at fireworks, no problem, thankfully,
Hmm.
and there's a separation. thankfully, between the sound and the actual fireworks display, where I don't have
Mhm.
to worry about that. But if I didn't have the headset and I only had earbuds, game over. Like I'm done for.
Yeah.
It happened New Year's, this past New Year's actually, where I regressed and had no idea where I was and was severely triggered.
Mhm.
Um
And that's on dissociating.
and that, yeah, that's on dissociating.
Yep.
Um but it literally sent me back to a place where I was
Unsafe.
unsafe.
Mhm.
My body did the natural thing of shutting down into
Mhm.
protective mode, and I found a safe space, and that was the quietest area I could find, and I think I
Mhm.
was in a bathtub. I ended up falling asleep in the bathtub, and
Right.
then unfortunately ended up having night terrors and waking
Mhm.
everyone around me. And I have violent night terrors. I'm not aware of them. I have to literally be restrained to come
Mhm.
out of them. And I have to be restrained in a very specific way. Like there's no way you can't just hold me down because that will make it worse. And what's it called? It's a recovery pose, I believe. It's a form of recovery
Mhm.
pose where you would have to hold, like you would have to get my hands to cross on my chest, and
Is
you
it
would
the
have to.
butterfly hug?
I think it's a butterfly. I think that's what
Yep.
it's called, the butterfly hug. I never
Yep. I know
knew what it
exactly what
was
it is.
called. I just know it's a recovery pose.
Yeah.
But yeah, that those were the main differences for me. It's mainly sound and
Mhm.
smell. And obviously if I saw lightning, I'll lose my shit. But
Right. Right. Right.
we haven't had a thunderstorm out here in CT in a hot minute. So I mean, I've been
Yeah.
pretty lucky. Let's see. Let's go through cuz Apollo popped in chat and he
Yeah.
has his
Yeah.
own story.
So Apollo goes, never had anxiety attacks, mainly social anxiety, because I have a hard time talking to people I don't know or don't understand. When I get to know them, then of course I can't shut up. Panic attacks, I know I used to have them when I was like 15, but I think I started having them again when I got back from deployment a couple years ago. And I'm very jumpy now, but to certain sounds, mainly the sounds of things that sound like gunshots. That's all extremely understandable.
Mhm.
Extremely understandable.
Very valid.
Very valid. Addie says, I think it was my senior year, and throughout middle school, I've been fun of cuz how I looked and kind of what kind of made me overthink and pressure to please people. But in my senior year, yes, people pleasing is a very real thing with anxiety and depression.
Mhm.
Um, all through high school, I'd be very anxious when I would have to present in front of class. Yeah, same. I don't know if that can be anxiety. It could just be nervousness. Um, or it could be social anxiety as well. Demon popped in and said, "Love you, gotta go. Much love." Okay, Demon.
I
Thank you.
love you, you son
Thank
of a
you.
leash.
Yes, love you too. Thank you for showing up.
Besitos, besitos.
Addie said, "My guy friend had to take me because I was there. He just hugged me even though I couldn't cry and breathe. He told my English teacher to let me get my counselor. I literally couldn't stop crying. Yeah, that's a panic attack, straight up.
Yeah, that's a panic attack.
But that just goes to show how anxiety and panic attacks show up in different people.
Mhm.
So for me, like my anxiety and anxiety attacks usually show up with hypervigilance due to previous traumatic events. Um, and what you said as well, which I'm blanking on because my brain sucks.
Me?
Yeah, sensory overload.
Paranoia? Oh,
Yeah,
sensory overload.
sensory
Yeah.
overload. When I have like a legitimate anxiety attack, it's I get a headache first, which usually starts right behind my eyes, and then all the sounds are too loud, all the lights are too bright. I go nonverbal, so I don't like talking when I'm having like really bad anxiety or an anxiety attack. Um, it's not that I can't talk, obviously. It's that like when I try and talk, it feels like I'm forcing something. It's very uncomfortable. Um, but I mean, I have coping skills to deal with anxiety attacks. Um, but for panic attacks, when they show up in me, I I shiver, if that makes sense. Like my entire body kind of convulses and I start shivering. I get heart palpitations. I can't breathe. Um, my brain stops working. So like if somebody's talking to me, it's like a what's the word? Audio processing
Hmm.
disorder. Like I don't understand what you're saying. If I'm having a panic attack and you're talking to me, you sound like one of the people from the Peanuts show or movie, where it's just like
Oh
blah,
yeah,
blah, blah, blah. It's like
yeah.
I can't understand you.
You just did It's like a full disconnect. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 basically. But yeah, it's anxiety attacks and panic attacks are very different, and they also show up extremely differently in different people. Lots of difference. Um, Lewis said, "Would January blues come under seasonal depression? Because that's something I've experienced quite a bit over the past couple of years." Yeah,
Actually, yes.
yeah.
Yes, it is. Seasonal defect. Blah, blah. Seasonal, if I can word properly.
If I can
Seasonal
work.
affective disorder, also known as SAD, is characterized by the onset of depression during the winter months when there's less natural sunlight. It's literally because you
Of
have
vitamin D
lack
deficiency.
of vitamin D.
Hmm.
That's why doctors really, 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 really push trying to get sunshine and being outside
Hmm.
and and trying to make sure you keep up the vitamin D intake. Even if you take a supplement during this
Yeah,
time of the year, it
completely
will
okay to do that.
definitely, definitely get better. And this is typically a depressive disorder that will alleviate in the spring and summer. Um,
Yes,
Usually you'll
if you
start
actually get out of
characterize
your
it.
house, that
Yeah.
is.
Obviously, if you're doing what you're doing, like, properly
Yeah,
and you're taking care of yourself, which is hard with, like,
like just go sunbathing for a little while.
yeah. Yeah, going sunbathing. Shit, if
Yeah.
it was warmer, oh my god, that's my
If I
favorite thing to
wasn't
do in the
white,
whole wide world.
I would go sunbathing. But if I sit under the sun, I burn. So
But,
yeah.
another form of, depression is bipolar depression, not
Mhm.
to be mistaken with bipolar disorder. It's like episodes of low moods that would meet the criteria for having major depression, but um with bipolar disorder, which we will talk at a later date,
Mhm.
um it's a cycle. So for bipolar disorder, you cycle between this weird extreme high euphoria slash irritable level of mood, and you cycle back and forth between that and major depression.
Mhm.
So a high versus low, and you just cycle, and it's very severe and it's very exhausting. Then you have
I've
bipolar
only experienced
depression.
that in like very small doses, and it's
Then
usually after I'm hanging
that's
out with my.
usually just like I would assume that that's closer to just kind of like bipolar, not even bipolar depression, because bipolar depression is just kind of like episodes of low moods, like extremely low moods, but they don't last. And you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
ever hit that extreme high irrit-
Like I've
irritability
noticed
or euphoria.
a pattern of like every time we go out and we hang out for the day and have like a good day, the next day I'll feel like crap for some reason. And then after that it'll be like perfectly fine.
Bro,
Like
you have
nothing happened.
separation anxiety.
Do I?
Yes.
Do I have separation anxiety?
Dude, you literally yes. Yes, you do,
I don't
bro.
think I think having separation anxiety and feeling lonely are two like very different things.
Now, what if it comes in waves? 99.9% of the time, if depression comes in waves, it's probably bipolar depression.
Could be.
Or what do you? Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. It. What do you mean by waves? Like, if you don't mind elaborating, please elaborating.
Hmm.
Anxiety does come in waves as well.
Yeah.
Once again, like everyone's body is different, and it also depression, anxiety is a big, big umbrella, and there's so much that
Oh
falls
yeah.
under it.
Depression and anxiety are like the top of the umbrella, and then there's like just thousands or hundreds of other things under that umbrella.
Yes.
So I want to go to therapy. I really don't want to vent to my friends anymore and learn how to deal with everything that happened in life and use that energy into bettering myself. That is a very,
Um,
very good attitude to have. Don't be afraid to talk to your friends, but I also support you in finding a therapist. What were you gonna say, hon?
oh no, I was gonna say definitely go to talk therapy. Like hands down,
Yeah,
I live and breathe by it. Talk therapy is amazing. I am like really good friend. Like as weird as it sounds, like I consider my therapist a
yeah, yeah.
friend
I
that I pay to help open my eyes about what's wrong with me and how I
Mhm.
need to better myself. Um, honestly, uh, therapy, stay the fuck away from the VA. Just stay away from it. Stay away from it.
Do
Just
you mind
go
elaborate?
VA. The quote unquote aid that you would like get from the what's it called? Military.
Veterans assistance or something like that? I don't know. I'm guessing.
Something. I forget. But no, strictly if you look for a therapist, don't go through them. Don't do it. I've got family members that got fucked up real bad from that.
So Dark says, so say you get into an episode for like a week, and then you don't feel depressed for like 3 weeks, and then get it again out of nowhere. Yeah, that's something
That's
that I deal with as well. That's just depression and anxiety.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
generalized depression,
that's
generalized
just
anxiety.
depression, bro.
Yeah,
That's um to have depression, you literally must have symptoms present for a minimum of 2 weeks.
yeah.
Not even
Um,
kidding you.
Addie says I usually just vent to my friends. Is that bad? No,
No,
it is not bad, but and this is a tough topic to deal with because you should be able to vent to your friends, but if it starts weighing on your friends and causing a bad reaction for them, then you need to seek therapy because you never want to make your friends feel bad, if that makes sense. I might be wording that strangely, but
no, no.
it's not bad to vent to your friends at all.
It's not bad at all, but it can affect them negatively depending on what they're going through in their life. So
Yeah,
like it's healthy to be able to talk about your issues and what you're going through and to be able to regularly have that sense of communication through the people that you care about. That is
mhm,
healthy to a T.
yes,
But you also have to be aware of the fact that you can't always do that 24/7 and there needs to be boundaries set. Obviously, your friends will communicate and should communicate when you what's it called? When what the fuck was I saying?
talking to your friends.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Um
That's
there
on
should be
ADHD.
yeah, that's on ADHD. Jesus Christ. I literally just saw a dark post in chat and my brain went, "What?"
That's
And then
okay.
went
Go
to
on.
go continue talking, and my brain went, "Nah, fam, we done here." Um, but what's it called? Veteran
As
Affairs. Thank you, Apollo. By the way, thank you because I don't like. I fucking can't stand the VA and
veteran
what it's
affairs.
done for the people that I know and love that are in the military. And yeah, no, fuck the VA. I will never actually retain what the fuck they're called because they're pieces of shit, and they have not done anything for the people that need it. Specifically, I don't know, the military that they're supposed to be working for, but that's just me. Um, but yeah, uh, your friends, if you
Your
have a
friends
healthy
should be
relationship
there
with
for
them,
you.
they obviously can be there for you when needed, but they
Hmm.
need to make sure that there is what's it called, healthy boundary set
Hmm.
and making sure that you never violate those boundaries, and that goes both ways. It's a two-way
Yeah.
street. Friendship is always a two-way street, and um, you as long as you're communicating and they're communicating, then it's pretty fucking healthy.
Yeah.
Um,
Sometimes because me and Taylor like constantly deal with mental illness, and sometimes we're both having bad times at the
mhm,
same time. So the way we'll communicate is like, "Hey, I'm having a bad time. Are you okay to listen to me?" And sometimes it's okay to say no because
yeah,
the other person is also having a bad time. It's like, okay, that's completely understandable. But what I want to say about that Addie, was it Addie that said that?
yeah,
Is a good way to tell that you might need therapy is if your emotions start affecting others around you. Because when my anxiety started showing up, well, not started showing up, but got really bad about a year and a half ago, I started getting really angry, and I started getting angry at people, and I never want to do that. And I realized that I was affecting those around me. So I basically sat down and I was texting Taylor, and I'm like, I need to do something about this. And she was actually the one that sent me a list of therapists and how I found my current therapist. So thank you for that, hon. I
You're
really appreciate it.
welcome.
But okay, let's see. Let's go to the comments. Where are we?
Dark 27. So I have a playlist of really sad songs that I listen to when I'm feeling down. Is that unhealthy?
I
Well,
would say it's an unhealthy coping mechanism, but
it's an
it's not like
unhealthy coping mechanism,
horrible.
but it's not terrible. Unless
Yeah.
like it's bringing you down further,
Yeah,
then
if
I
you're
would say
listening
it's
to the songs
fine.
just to get worse, that's not good.
Yeah. But if you're just listening to the song because you're like in your feelings and you need to feel those feelings and
Yeah,
and because sometimes like people don't realize like you need to validate those feelings. You really do.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
sometimes when you're down, you need to listen to shitty ass music because you have no other way to get that out there that you feel like shit. So you listen to shitty music because you feel like shit because you need to actually accept the fact that you feel like shit.
Yeah,
And
a lot of
that
people like to push away the
yeah,
feelings that are going on in their brain, and sometimes you can't do that. Like sometimes it works, but most of the time that's just bottling your feelings, and
it
sometimes you
will
need to just
build.
process what you're going through.
Yes.
That's how you get past that.
Processing your emotions is the healthiest way to get through whatever you're going
Hmm.
through. Of course, obviously, if it's trauma related, that's a whole other thing. Like you need
Yeah,
therapy.
you need a therapist for that.
But, like, just being in your feelings and
Mhm.
validating the fact that, "You know what? I feel shitty today, and I don't think today's gonna be a good day, but I'm a vibe. I'm a vibe. Like, it's
Yeah, yeah,
okay." Like, listening to Juice WRLD in your car,
yeah.
feelings, which
Hmm.
I have a habit of doing because I that r resonates with me, or listening to Disturbed,
Hmm.
that resonates with me. And that makes me feel good as fuck. Or listening to some EDM, that makes me
Hmm.
feel like weirdly good even though I'm fucking hurting really bad. But that's on masochism.
But this is this is also a really good segue. Since we're talking about coping mechanisms and everything, Addie had a question uh from the
Yeah, last
past
episode.
podcast, and she said, "What do you guys prefer to do to relax when having bad anxiety?" Or like, what I got from that is, what are good coping mechanisms that you can do during an anxiety attack or a panic attack?
Mm,
Panic attacks are kind of out of the window, or out the window, because can't really do much during those besides panic. It's really tough to get a hold of your emotions, and
it's very, very tough to ground in a panic
yes,
attack.
very, very tough. There are ways, but
There
it's
there
very,
are
very tough.
very, very difficult. Sometimes you have to write it out because the
Mhm,
one good thing about panic attacks is that they're temporary.
mhm,
Whereas anxiety attacks, those can go on continually,
mhm,
and you might not register it as an anxiety attack. Um, and it'll feel just like general anxiety for you, when in reality you could have an anxiety attack for a week straight and not know it because the way the attack presents itself goes from immediately obnoxious symptoms to low key symptoms that are just
mhm.
your basic state of anxiety. But being in a state of anxiety is an anxiety attack in itself.
Yeah, basically. And
Um,
it's good to have coping mechanisms that you have in like your brain, like a list of stuff that you can do
mhm.
during these.
Like, for example, I helped a friend out, you know who you are, with grounding themselves and missed an anxiety attack. They
Mhm,
were stuck in this really bad level of anxiety, and I used a grounding technique that my therapist taught me. It doesn't
mhm,
always work for me, but it's very, very commonly used across the board for most people with anxiety, and it's the five senses. So 5 things you see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can 2 things you can smell, and then 1 thing you can taste. And to ground yourself even further, in between that, you go backwards with breathing. So f- you take a deep breath, 5 things that you see, take a deep breath. Then what's it called? 4 things that you hear, or
I
yeah.
usually do five, five, five. Like just
No,
you can go down and do like five, four, three, two, one. But I usually do five.
yeah, the reason why, especially like for me, with the 5 4 3 2 1, it's more so of the counting helps. It's an extra
Mm,
distraction. So you're going down in 5 for what you are doing with your tasks, but you're going up from 1 to 5 with the breathing.
mm,
And that's literally making you focus on stuff other than what your anxiety is pushing you to focus on.
yeah, yeah. So that's one of your coping mechanisms, which is a really good one. I use that one too. Um, I I actually want to tell a little bit of a story. It's it's
Yeah.
not it's not like too long or anything.
No, you're good.
It was like 2 weeks ago, I think. Like
Okay.
two or 3 weeks ago, I had a really really bad panic attack, and
Mhm.
everybody was asleep. It was like 2 or 3 a.m. So there was no
Mhm.
one I could really text. But I am in a separate Discord, um, besides the one that we're both in, and I've been in that Discord for like maybe 4 years now.
Mhm.
Um, and the people in there have always been there to help me. And everybody's on a different time zone, so someone's always awake. Um, and what I did was I texted in that Discord, and I was like, "Hey, can someone DM me? Because I'm not having a great time." And this person was able to take me out of a panic attack so easily, which I don't understand how they were able to do that, but they did. Um, so it's hard for me to understand like what's going on when I'm having a panic attack and everything, but I was kind of focused on my phone and really trying to focus in on what they were saying, and they told me they were basically making me do breathing exercises and taking deep breaths and everything. And there was one exercise they gave me which was hold out your palm and start feeling your hand. And that sounds weird, but what that does is you close your eyes and you start feeling your hand very gently, and you feel every wrinkle, every bump, every flaw, and that basically grounds you, brings you back. And that works for me. And I'm surprised that that worked for me so much. So if you guys are ever having a panic attack and you can think like you're not spiraling or anything too bad, then try that. Try like running your hands down your arm or something, or just like feeling something material and in this world, because it'll bring you back. And I just want to share that. That's all.
Yeah, I have a thing for texture when I'm really anxious.
Hmm.
So like when I know that I'm very very strung out and it could put me to a state where I could shut down and fall into
Hmm.
a panic attack, I get my what's it called? My fluffy fluffy blanket that has made appearances in many of my streams. Um I think it's on my chair under all that laundry, but whatever. Um, I will just wrap myself in it, and I'll make sure that it's tightly wrapped around me, so I feel safe.
Hmm.
Or I will grab one of my pillows because I have like a soft. You know the gray pillow, the gray throw pillow that I
Yeah,
have on
yeah.
my bed. I have 2 of them.
Hmm.
I'll do that, and I'll just like start squeezing it and like running my hands over the actual like fluff,
Hmm.
because that is probably one of the only textures that I like that brings me, like, I don't know, calm. I think it's just a gentle sensation of it. It just
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
so safe, so soft, almost like an animal, almost like petting an animal. And I
Yeah,
don't have a pet.
and
God
that's
damn it.
just stimming,
Yeah,
basically.
And a lot of the time, like for me, anxiety wise, I stim, but usually it's textures, it's movement, it's like cracking my knuckles, it's
Yeah, yeah.
not keeping still, because if I stay still, then my anxiety is going to skyrocket, because then I'm like, all right, if I stay still, then this, that, and the other is going to happen to me, and I can't
Mhm.
do that. So I usually like try to move at all costs. But panic, I'm still working on that.
Mhm.
There isn't anything, as far as I know, that can bring me out of a panic attack other than getting through it.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just what you have to do
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
really tough to go through panic attacks. And like
yeah.
Billy said, you just kind of have to ride it out sometimes.
And it sucks, and it's debilitating, and you feel
Yeah.
so shitty afterwards. But usually, like for me, recovery from a panic attack is a long hot shower.
Mm. Yeah, that sounds good.
Um, that was probably the best thing when I, like for New Year's, when I had that panic attack, and I hadn't
Yeah, yeah.
experienced a panic attack like that in a very long time. But when I regressed and was brought back to experiencing my trauma, I didn't want to at first shower, because I felt so vulnerable, and that's one
Mhm.
thing that I have to learn, is that it's okay to feel vulnerable. But it's weird, because it's a it's an awkward state for me, because it's accepting, like being in a long hot shower is like accepting, like you're vulnerable but you're okay.
Mhm.
But going from that state that I was in, that I hadn't been in such a long time, and being vulnerable, the last thing I wanted to do was be vulnerable for any longer than I had to. So
Yeah.
like when I tell you I covered up in layers afterwards, I was
Mhm.
like wearing like a tank top, a t-shirt, a long sleeve, and then I had a sweater over it, and I
Yeah.
had pants on, and I had socks on, because that long shower added to the vulnerability that I was already feeling. But it grounded me. I did feel safe eventually, but adding layers
Yeah.
helps for post panic attack.
Yeah, you got it's
Which is
self-care. You
weird.
got to do what you got to do after a
Yeah,
panic attack to make
yeah,
you feel like you're in a safe space.
yeah,
Like for me, showers wouldn't work because my mind like races when I'm in a shower.
yeah,
Because showers are so mindless for me. Like I'm just doing what I gotta do. You know, shampoo, conditioner, soap. So my brain just goes when I'm in
yeah.
the shower. Um, but for me, when I like after a panic attack or after an anxiety attack, I listen to something. Like I listen to podcasts or like episodes of Game Grumps, just something where people are talking that I have to
Mhm,
focus in on. But that doesn't work for everyone. That only works for me because the reason why I have panic attacks are because of certain triggers, and I need to get
mhm.
my mind off of it rather than process it. And
Yeah,
that's why I listen to like podcasts and whatnot.
yeah. I feel that.
Yeah. But on the subject of stimming, um,
Are
that's
you
something
stimming
we
right
can
now?
no.
What are you?
Yeah.
Yes, you were.
um, we can address that like on an episode where we're doing ADHD,
Oh
but
yeah, definitely.
stimming appears in a lot of different ways, just like anxiety and depression appear in a lot of different ways for different people. And there
Mhm.
can be good stimming and there can be bad stimming, but we won't get into that in this episode.
Oh no, that is such an endless cycle right there.
Yeah.
But this is a time where we're slowly but surely going to be ending the episode.
Yep.
But I did want to leave a little Q&A open for you guys. So if you had any questions you wanted asked, you can get to ask earlier. Please do, and we'll try to get to all of them, and then if not, we're going to save a majority of them, and we can bring it back, because depression
Yeah.
and anxiety, this is part of the series that we can go on about for a
Yeah.
very long time.
Forever.
And in the Depresso Espresso channel for the server, you can literally ask us, hey, we want to see more depression talk, or we want to see more anxiety talk, or we want to see this, that, and the other. Please, 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 please do it. So without further ado, chat, this is your time to shine for a little bit.
Yeah, ask us
Ask us questions.
questions, and if we don't get to you, go to the Discord and ask it in there, or in the Depresso Espresso channel
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
specifically. Um, when you're in the Discord, don't forget to use spoiler marks in
And
case you're
spoiler
talking about
marks
anything
look
like
like who- this.
in case you're talking about anything sensitive. So yeah, if you want to ask questions now. We do have to start wrapping up because I have to take my puppy out very soon.
So that is the example here. I'll even pull it up. So it's the two straight up lines right next to each other in between text, and then or I should say your text in between those two lines, and they
Yeah.
have to be two on both sides.
Yes.
And then it immediately covers it in the Discord, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, definitely. It helps because sometimes people can have triggers with certain
Yes.
words.
And also make sure you do press it, press it,
Preface
thank you, preface that with a nice
a
bold
TW.
W.
Yeah, trigger warning. But yes, I was stimming. I have my
Yeah, I
what
could
is this?
hear
Octagon? I don't know. It's
your
like
weird
it's
little
like a stim cube, like a fidget cube, but bigger.
yeah.
And it has a bunch of different things on it. It has this little joystick, and then it has this button that you can twist, and it like goes along grooves, which feels good. It has a rubber spiky thing. I don't
Hmm.
know how to describe it. It just has a bunch of stuff, and I like it. It's good stimming. It's good stimming.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
Yeah,
All right, any questions? We are still gonna take questions.
yeah. Q&A. And if you don't have any questions, that's perfectly fine. If you come up with one, just go into the Discord again.
Yep. If it's to the point where we hit the end of this and you remember something, yep, go straight into the Depresso Espresso channel and we'll be able to
Mhm.
answer them there.
By puppy, do you mean Nala, Chroma? Yes, I do mean Nala.
A
I call her my
princess.
puppy. She's my prissy princess. But yeah, I call her my puppy because she will always be my puppy.
She is a puppy mentally.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. She's an old girl, but she's a puppy mentally. But yeah, at 8 every night at 8 I take her out, which is why we have to end the podcast at around 8. But yeah, my bird
Next
punch
time
told
we'll
me
do
not
it. We'll do it a little bit earlier, but he and I wanted to what's it called? Make sure that we were setting up and ready to go and we're a little bit
yeah, just planning
organized
a little.
before. But
Yeah.
hashtag ADHD, bro. It's
Yeah,
fucking
that happens. And we'll get into that in an episode at some point.
oh hell yeah.
Go into an ADHD episode. Eddie
Yeah.
says my bird Poncho helped me a lot while I was going through anxiety. Yeah,
Oh, Poncho, that sweet boy.
pets are pets are detrimental to mental health, to be honest.
Oh, they're unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah,
when Jack was still alive, my dog,
yeah.
my pit mix, for those of you that don't know, I had a dog long time ago. But he was in my life since I was 4 years old up until
Hmm.
Jesus Christ 2016. And he was definitely my emotional support animal without even
Hmm.
him actually being a service animal, emotional support animal, anything like that. Um, he knew when I was about to be at my worst.
Hmm.
He could literally sense when I was going to fall into a state of panic or a state of mania,
Hmm.
which was unbelievable because he was able to pull me out of a lot of panic attacks
Did he
when
do
I was younger.
the deep pressure therapy where he like
He
put
would
his
lay on me. He
bottom?
would
Yeah,
literally
by your
lay
head.
on me. And
Yeah,
if
I
I
had a
didn't lay
cat
down, he would
Simba.
knock my ass over and lay on me.
Yep. Yeah. I remember how when I used to go over there, he would like come up to me and then just like plop down, like
Yeah.
just drop in front of me or like on my lap. It's like
Yep.
Jesus, Jack. Hi, hello to you too.
Yeah, but it's funny too because you and I would talk later, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm pretty anxious today," and then of course he'd come over and be
Mhm.
like, "Did somebody say anxiety?"
I heard someone calling me. Here now.
Have I ever thought about adopting another animal? Oh, I think about that every single day.
Plenty of time.
There have been, I'll be honest, there have been times where I've cried myself to sleep at night because Jack is not with me,
Yeah.
and I've needed him, or just having another animal with me would be amazing. There was a lot of times where like me and I would steal him and we're like, I need puppy therapy. So we would go to the
Yeah, we
mall
would
and
go to
we
the
would just
mall or
take a bunch of animals out of the cages and just play
yep.
with them. But
Yeah.
but yes, I would absolutely love to. Unfortunately, in the complex that I live, there's no animals allowed. Well, the landlords that we rent from do not allow animals because
Mhm.
the previous tenants violated the contract and did not inform them.
Always
And
gotta be
pets
one
were
step ahead.
allowed originally were allowed,
Mhm.
but they did not inform the landlord of the pets, and the pets ruined the apartment and did like thousands of dollars in damages. So they had to
Yikes.
pull up all the carpet, etc.
Yikes.
Like it was bad. The cat piss ruins everything. I'm gonna tell you what, cat piss
I'm
ruins everything.
I'm so happy that I never had a cat that, like, sprayed or peed on the floors or anything like that,
Mhm.
because I can't imagine how bad that smell can
Oh,
get.
I can. Yeah, that's probably the nastiest shit ever. But no, and then the dog would just. I don't know what the hell the dog did, but I know cat piss just ruined the carpets.
Mhm.
Because when me and my mom first saw the apartment, it smelled like cat piss,
Yikes.
and there was no carpet in the house. So
Oh, no.
yeah, it was bad.
Yikes, yikes, yikes.
Um, but overall, like Paul and I talk about it all the time. I'm like, I'm having this dog. You're gonna have this
Yeah.
dog. I've been actually excited for this coming spring because I'm gonna start riding horses again.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Awesome. Good for you. Sounds
because I
like it'll be
remember
fun.
like how calm I'm always am when I like whenever I'd bring you up to the farm to
Yeah.
visit my aunt Barb and stuff. I would always just feel at peace
Mhm.
around the horses, and you used to be intimidating as fuck around them, and I'm just like
I'm
barging up
still
into
intimidated by horses.
I'm
They're
barging up
giant.
into their tiny ass what's it called, their stable, and
Yeah.
I'll just come into their personal space, and they communicate so quietly.
It's better that you grew up with horses as well because you know, like, how to deal with them, I guess, and how to
Yeah.
communicate and whatnot, but, like, when I was there and I was looking at the horse, and it was like I think you were opening up one of the stables to, like, go in and just, like, pet them, and one of the horses kinda, like, just nudged at me, and I just felt this feeling of, like, what's the word? Like, I felt powerless. And I was just like, "Oh
Yeah,
my god, I'm gonna get trampled by this horse."
they
And you
can
were like,
sense
"No, no,
that.
no, go back in." And he just, like, shimmied back like nothing. I'm like, "How the hell did you do that? What the heck?"
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
horses are intimidating.
except for Eclipse, that fucking horse will murder somebody. I swear to God, he's a
Yeah,
psycho.
yeah,
And I
horses
push
are
his
fun.
buttons a lot, to be honest, because I don't give a shit. You could square up on me all the time. I know you have the power to kill me, but bitch, shit, I have the power to kill myself too. What you going to?
You're gonna go there.
I'm like, you're
Oh,
gonna really challenge me, a chronically depressed person.
yeah. Like, "Come at me.
Like
I'm ready for it."
he's used to me, and I think that's why he and I kind of like tolerate each other. But like
Mhm.
I know he could kill me in 0.2 seconds. I know he can, and he knows that I
Mhm.
know that, and we respect each other's boundaries. I will never go into his stall.
Yeah, yeah,
That is
definitely.
clear. I'm able to open the stall door, and he will not try me in any way, or try to leave the stall because I will fucking square up.
Yep.
But nah, Ranchan, or not Ranchan. Oh my god, he passed away a long time ago. Pistol. He's a gentle giant.
Yeah.
He's not give two fucks
I think
about
that was the
anything.
one that
Pistol, the big brown one.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He,
That's
like, nudged at me, and I was terrified.
I'm like, no, you're good. You good.
Yeah.
Get
But
your ass back in there.
we really have to wrap up now. It's 8:05, and I need to go take Nala out. So
Yeah, no worries. If there is anything that we were not able to answer or anything that comes to your mind post this cast ending, please do not hesitate. Go into the G Layer Discord, which I am going to quickly pull up in the chat. Boopity
mhm.
boop boop.
It can be any question. It can
Layer.
be something you want us to talk about in a later episode, or something that you're just curious about and want to
Actually,
share. Like,
Discord.
post in the
Let me try
comments, post in
both
the
of those bad
Discord,
boys.
and we'll talk about it in a later episode.
And this is the name Depresso Espresso.
Thank you, Lewis. We
Espresso.
appreciate it. Ugh.
Espresso.
I gotta go put
Oh,
pants
oh pants. That sucks.
on. Yep. The good thing is I can wear my new sweatpants that I bought for
If
that.
the thing would trigger, that would be lovely. You bastard bot. I swear to God, ever since I fixed Crawlbot, every other bot's like shit in the bed.
That's usually how it works.
Bastards. Absolute bastards. But here, I know what I can do because y'all fucking trying me right now.
Hmm. And maybe next time we'll actually do face cam. I just didn't do it this time because I have not done my hair at
Bruh.
all today.
Bruh.
um, but next time I'll ready myself for a camera. I'll maybe
Yeah.
even turn on my light,
Wow. Wow.
which is rare.
We can see how white you are. Wow.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh
My
yeah.
shiny meatball. All right. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. And
Hmm.
I look forward to the following. Have you allowed your stream members as a mod? Yeah, dude. My stream members has been here from the get, bro. It's in the chat and shit posting. Like, it posted the link earlier. It's just being
Hmm.
disrespectful as fuck and not listening to me. Bastard.
That's
I
okay.
see you.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, it's pretty minor. I do have my link tree in the chat as well.
Hmm.
So, and it's in the description to the video as well. So if you go to linktree/gamers lair, you can not only find what's it called? The Discord and the community YouTube channel. You can find the community Twitter. And you can find all of our channels. And I do need to add items here,
Mm.
aka Chroma27, to that list as well, which I'm gonna do immediately after the episode.
Yeah, I think when I get my new headset, I'm gonna start streaming a lot more regularly.
Sweet. And
Yeah.
guess what?
Hmm.
It came in like
It came in
today.
today.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna come in tomorrow.
Nah, it came in today. It straight up came in
Ooh,
today.
when you
And
coming over?
um I could bring it over tomorrow after work.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to.
I mean, I only have work from like 7 to 5, so yeah, I could bring it over tomorrow.
You want to hang out tomorrow?
Sure.
Hell yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for showing up.
Besitos y abrazos.
Kisses.